shows. Every scene's a high and low. You'll unwind.
This is JordangeVision. Pull up a seat and kick up your feet. Welcome, guys. How we doing? Time for another episode of The People vs. O.J. Simpson. We're on episode 7 now. So what happened in episode 6? Basically, the trial kind of took a back seat in episode 6. They didn't ignore the trial completely, but they did want to show an episode of Marcia Clark kind of juggling, her court life and, her personal life and, her life with her kids. And, she's in the middle of a divorce. The tabloids got a hold of a naked picture of her, which was her other ex-husband, not the one she's currently divorcing, but one from before. And yeah, the episode kind of focused on Marcia Clark and, everything she's going through and, kind of showing that personal side of her. It's a TV show, but these people were real people, and this whole trial was a real thing that happened. Something you have to keep in mind when you're watching a show like this, or a show like Dahmer, or whatever you're watching. When they did focus on the trial, basically, they were originally going to call Mark Furman. And then Johnnie Cochran asked, if they can call Rosa Lopez today, because Rosa Lopez, just like Marcia Clark actually, is kind of getting overwhelmed by all the fame and stuff. She wants to leave the country, and she wants to testify while she's still in the country. So they kind of do a little switch up, when they're expecting Mark Furman. And Marcia Clark telling Judge Ito, I can't stay late because of all this switch up, so they do adjourn for the day. But Marcia Clark ends up in the office all night anyway. Her ex-husband, who she calls to babysit, kind of spills the beans and says, the whole thing about she can't stay late was a lie, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, they get the Rosa Lopez testimony over with, and then they finally do call Mark Furman. And that's when they kind of lay into him. Like, have you ever used the N-word? Have you ever referred to anyone as the N-word as a part of your vocabulary? And he denies it, but... again, if you're one of those people who watches the episode and then watches the reaction, watches the episode, then watches the reaction, all I'll say is I don't think that story is over. He's denied it so far, but stay tuned. And with that, we're coming into episode 7, so without further ado, let's get into it. Here we go. Before I get started, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and don't forget, reacting to art is sharing art. Channels like these benefit everyone from the viewers all the way up to the original creators themselves. Also, reminder, spoilers are likely, so if you haven't seen this episode yet and would like to, please feel free to click off and take care of that first. I'll be here when you get back, but for those of you who are sticking with me, pull up a seat, kick up your feet. This is The People vs. O.J. Simpson, episode 7, and the title of the episode is Conspiracy Theories. Getting interesting. All right.
We barely recovered from the Rodney King riots of 2 years ago, and now you and Johnnie are standing in a goddamn pool of gasoline playing with matches. It's all gonna happen again. It's gonna be on you.
Everyone hates Bob now.
Enjoy your legacy, Bob.
Yeah. Bob does kind of bring a lot of it on himself, but I said this last time, but he's had a rough couple episodes.
Mark Furman about the use of the N-word. Is it based on something you know, or just your views of the LAPD in general?
Look,
A little from column A, a little from column B.
I think that there's just a few bad apples.
Unbelievable. Good morning. Love the hair.
Please don't ever mention my hair again.
Got it.
Ever.
Is that new hair? Marcia, girl.
These detectives closed up shop on a complex investigation that could have gone any different direction.
And it might sound like Cochran is fishing, but he understands what we have to do.
Oh, I think he's teaching his class.
You need to provide a narrative, and not just in the courtroom, in the world.
Do you feel
Yeah.
that you've turned over every possible rock in search for the real killer in this case before rushing to charge my client?
Interesting to look at this, too. He taught at Harvard.
If there's gonna be a media circus, you better well be the ringmaster. Yes. Yes, this could work.
Is he talking to his students or his colleagues now? Oh, yeah. He's faxing Johnnie right now. Just got an idea.
Tell the court, please, why you refuse to investigate any other possible suspects.
Objection.
Because there weren't
Ask
any?
and answer.
Oh. What was in the fax? Watching his handiwork play out.
Detective, have you ever heard of a Colombian necktie?
A what?
That's exactly.
They slash a person's throat so viciously, they
What would they
almost
think?
remove the victim's head.
Or they're introducing the possibility, I guess. Oh, his class loves it. I mean, it kind of implies that Nicole was on drugs, which is a big implication, but...
You didn't know that Mezzaluna was a cleverly disguised front for the gatherings of cocaine kingpins?
That Faye Resnick owed them money on some deal she was mixed up in? And these
Yeah.
scar faces decided
Resnick
to
did mention
scare her by
cocaine a lot.
killing Nicole. I hope they keep that kind of unsubstantiated bullshit up.
I don't. Like, it's all stupid, but it lands. I saw the jury.
Yeah, I can
Their
see both
theories
sides of that.
everywhere. So when the defense comes in with something exotic, it makes the jury sit up and listen instead of playing tic-tac-toe with themselves, or flat out fall asleep.
You do have to keep them engaged, you know. Being a juror is tough.
We need to make our own big moments that land with the jury. That is how we beat the nonsense. Now, can we focus on that? Did I hijack the meeting?
No. That's okay.
Maybe a little.
I liked it.
As long as Marcia liked it.
Why do you think there hasn't been a realistic theory about who did it? Or any evidence? I mean, I know it's what we're saying, but I have trouble with the blood in the Bronco.
Bobby,
Kardashian's starting to have doubts.
the truth will find us. It always does.
Yeah?
There's something on the TV. Barbara is on a current affair with
Barbara?
Patricia. Both of them.
Oh,
Patricia, you
his
took Johnny's
wife, Barbara?
name, even though well, it seemed unfair for our boy Johnny Jr. not to have his own father's name. Barbara,
Oh,
were you aware of Johnny's double life?
so a baby mommy.
Maybe. He must have been under a lot of pressure, running back and forth between two households.
Oh, it's dirt on Johnny.
But Barbara, court records tell us that Johnny assaulted you on.
Oh, you don't want to hear this. I mean, if it's true, that's bad, but...
It's the DA's office. It's Shapiro.
I don't know if Shapiro would go that far. I mean, Johnny's still in his team, you know, no matter how much they disagree, but... Oh, were those the kids?
Are you helping my daddy find the man who hurt my mommy?
Maybe not exactly.
Yeah.
It's not the way they would put it.
Your daddy's busy working on other things today.
Come on, let's let them get to work, okay?
And I know there were young kids at the time, so I wonder how much they actually knew. It sounds like they didn't believe OJ did it.
Visa card number 2, 1989 to 1990.
Credit card records? For who?
Okay.
Nicole bought the gloves.
Our gloves.
Oh.
Eris isotoner, model number 702.
Those are Nicole's gloves.
United States, the only place to
I
sell
mean,
them.
it does make sense Nicole's gloves would be at Nicole's house, but one of them at OJ's.
Were extra large. Bloomingdale's sold 200 of those on December 18th, 1990. Nicole walked into that store and bought 2 pairs of our gloves.
Bought 2 pairs.
There we go.
This is cold, hard proof. The gloves are our conviction.
That is a big win for them.
I'm waiting for Johnny. I can't wait to see this.
Wants to see the look in his face.
Talk to us about this double life of yours. Did you beat Barbara?
And meanwhile, he's dealing with this.
What I care about is this trial in which there are 2 dead people and an innocent man being framed. You all should be ashamed of yourselves.
He's getting personal with all of them, with Johnny and with Marcia, and Johnny's been doing it for years. He knows how to dodge it.
Now.
My best friend, childhood friend. It's his birthday.
All
It's not
right.
a big thing, just getting together at a bar for some drinks, stay the night. But you wanna, come along?
You acted Marcia on a date?
Yes, count me in.
I don't know if they actually dated.
Gordon.
Whether they did or they didn't, I like how the TV show's going there.
What do you have on your lapel?
It is a police solidarity pin.
What the hell do you have that on for? Take that off.
Why is he wearing that?
Indicate some of the damage that you're doing.
He's doing damage?
Damage? Damage to what? Your cozy relationship with Garcetti and the LAPD?
They are so on different pages.
Well, I hope you got the brains to take it off in front of the cameras.
You are hardly in a position to tell me what's acceptable or not on television.
Johnny kind of deserved that. But still, the pin is probably not a good move.
That story. I know it.
Yeah, he thinks Shapiro planted it.
So it was Bob Shapiro who made you live a double life while you were married with Barbara?
I shut the press right down today, baby.
Oh, and the current wife's giving him shit about it too.
I knew it, Johnny. But my friends didn't. My family didn't. My pastor didn't, Johnny.
You can definitely see how that would be embarrassing to the current wife.
Thanks for coming early.
Of course.
Close the door.
Oh. Trying to get Kardashian on this side?
What's up?
This discovery from the DA about the glove. They have receipts of Nicole purchasing them. Did you read this?
Yeah, but they're not necessarily the gloves.
Bobby,
you prove that?
please, you have to help me talk again to everyone about a plea.
Still going on about the plea.
The reason I'm talking to you is that you may have a personal stake in this.
Oh?
Why? The bag.
What bag?
OJ's bag that you may be disposed of with a murder weapon.
Oh, so that could get him in trouble.
Wait, that's OJ's garment bag that he gave to me to take to my house before he came to stay with me.
For the sake, don't.
Did he look in the bag?
But I don't know if we could convince them that you didn't know it was in the bag. I think that.
Does he know? I don't know.
This is starting.
We ready?
Something's come up and I've got to go. I'll catch up with you later.
He's got to check on that bag, I think. But yeah, I don't think Shapiro was on Team Acquittal.
Nobody ever asked about it?
No, it's just sat here the whole time.
Yeah.
I didn't want to open it alone. You're the.
Yeah,
the
he's
only
never
one
opened
that
it.
goes back.
You want me to open it?
Just in case, maybe wear gloves. So what exactly is in there? I don't think they ever did find the weapon, so... So, yeah, some clothes. Is that it? That magazine looked fun.
I knew it! I knew it! I knew there was nothing funky in that bag, Bobby. He didn't do it.
The magazine was a little funky, but yeah, no weapon.
I know it's hard to be strong, but Bobby, you gotta stick in there.
I'm really struggling.
This is his best friend, and he's starting to wonder.
I mean, there's never been more information, more media coverage, more detectives, even the kooks. No other suspect.
When you're a defense team, you have to admit that's tough. Like, not one other person you can point to. He's losing Kardashian. He's pretty much already lost Shapiro. Like, Shapiro thinks he's guilty.
Where's your I Love Cops pin?
I eat it?
Just a.
What are you up to, Bob? Why you be half-stepping?
I don't know what that means.
You keep trying to undermine Johnny.
Little jealous, I think.
So I'll ask you again, Bob. What the hell are you up to?
Still trying to hold on to that head attorney thing.
That this whole wild LAPD conspiracy theory is going to backfire on us.
Bob! You were the one that came up with this idea.
No.
Tell him,
You were the
OJ.
first one. You can say what you want. You could yell all night, but everything I do out there is for your best interest. It's what I do.
He wants an acquittal, and you want a plea deal.
You better think hard and fast about whether or not you want to be on this team. Because if you keep this bullshit up, there won't be no room here for you.
Think about it, Shapiro. Oh. Finally, the prosecutors get to have a little fun.
Yo, Chris. Happy birthday.
Oh, you made it, boy.
These all the same buddies that think OJ's innocent?
Guys, this is Marcia. Marcia, this is Guy.
Yeah, they know who Marcia is.
Oh, no.
What?
I ain't never gonna wear this.
District attorney.
It's 100% cotton, and it might help you out of a traffic ticket.
Just throw that on if you ever get pulled over.
No, I'm not saying that he did it.
Daryl.
Trial talk.
Daryl, we had a rule. First one who mentions that goddamn case drinks.
Oh, you heard him, Daryl.
But I heard he was making some TV show about Navy SEALs or some shit.
Yeah, we talked about
where he
this.
was trained to kill.
Yeah. Frogmen.
Yeah.
As a reminder, Evan Handler, who plays Dershowitz in this show, was also in Frogmen.
The cops framed his ass anyway.
Is that right, Byron?
No, you on now, bro.
No. Come on.
All right.
What's your theory?
Let's hear it, Byron.
I think that cracker cop planted that glove. And they all did what they had to do to prove that OJ did it.
Do we believe Byron?
Here's the crime scene Bundy.
Okay.
Here's OJ's house.
A law
Made
lesson
up
in the
his
bar.
mind, even though he had no idea if OJ had an ironclad alibi that would then ruin Furman's career and land him in jail. Make sure
point.
it has getting all that evidence in it, including Simpson's blood. Even though the police didn't have Simpson's blood until the next day.
She makes a very good
Then he
case.
goes over. Oh, and they don't forget to get rid of the real killer's blood from the back gate. No. And replace it with OJ's blood.
You know?
Then OJ
That is a lot to do if
They get
they actually
back
did
to
that,
Bundy
which,
to pick up
yeah.
all these guys are a well-oiled conspiracy machine, after all.
When you put it like that, that
All
sounds like
this
a lot.
during a time when everyone involved is under the most relentless media scrutiny in American history.
Did she convince you, Byron?
Maybe.
No!
Maybe.
Man, you're good.
So Byron's been
Real
swayed a
good.
little.
When this is all over, you should go work for Johnnie. Both of them.
Yeah, haha, very funny.
Yeah, they don't want to work for Johnnie.
Tonight's the night, man.
Out of town, her kids are at home. Y'all been drinking a little bit.
And she's my coworker. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Look, you ever
But
thought
you
about
invited her
making
to a party.
happen?
No.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Yep, they had a little fun.
Coming back here next weekend with or without you.
My
Uh-huh.
friends might prefer it that way.
They have their new weekend spot, I guess.
This is me.
It's 311.
Memorize that number, Chris. Aw. This looks so much like an awkward date. Someone do something. They're teasing us.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night, Jordan.
I kind of expected they wouldn't kiss. Just imagine there's a photographer hanging out in the hallway like, aw, man. They had a good night, though.
Hey, Big Time. Got your coffee?
Had one already. Just leave
Too
that
slow,
open.
Chris.
Thanks.
I think you and I should just go for it.
And what does that mean?
Go for what?
Let's make OJ put on those gloves. We
Okay.
need a big point.
And I decided that it's not a good idea. At all. And not the right time if it were.
This is a pretty famous part of the trial, too.
You turn over control of a demonstration to the opponent, you don't know what's going to happen. And certainly not to the defendant himself.
She makes
Okay?
a point.
Do you think there's any way that these two gloves could not be a pair?
I'd have to say it would be virtually impossible.
They do look the same. Yeah. Friendly Marcia's taking a vacation. What's up Shapiro's sleeve? Just skulking around like a cat burglar. Now he's looking at the gloves. He's trying them on himself? Is it him that asked OJ to put the gloves on? He's trying them on his own hands, just for comparison, I guess.
Those gloves are too small.
Well, what do you know? Shapiro might have a real good idea here.
I tried the glove on in there myself. It didn't fit. It will never fit him. I think we should have him try it on in court.
I think it's a terrible idea. What if it doesn't work?
You don't make a play in that if you don't know the outcome.
I know the outcome.
My hand is bigger than Bob's.
If they're too small for Bob, they're too small for OJ.
Say, how do we present it?
We don't. We get them to present it.
So make it feel like it was the prosecution's idea. But how do you get them to pull the trigger on that?
Marcia?
Let me be clear. This is my case. You work for me here. And when I say drop it, you drop it.
It's not working so far, Bob. But if you can make it work, have at it.
If you don't ask him to try on the gloves, I will.
All right. What kind of thoughts is that going to put in his head? Either way, it sounds like he's trying those gloves on.
And these would fit the wearer just as the ones here in evidence would. Is that correct?
Your Honor, sidebar. If Mr. Simpson chooses to testify and we want to have him try on the actual glove in evidence, that's one thing. Further, I submit the timing is inappropriate, Your Honor.
I don't know. Is the bluff working?
Your Honor, at this time, the people would ask that Mr. Simpson step forward and try on the gloves recovered from Bundy and Rockingham.
Oh, that look from Marcia.
We have no objection, Your Honor.
Tricked Darden into thinking there would be an objection. So then he presents it and is like, okay, do it. I think Marcia's the only person in the room who knows this isn't going to work. I remember the real video of this too. I don't know if he was like right in front of the jury. He might have been. How do they fit? He's on the struggle bus right now.
These gloves are too small. Too tight. It won't fit.
Can Mr. Simpson please straighten his finger?
They look pretty small.
I have nothing further.
Those gloves are small. And OJ loves it.
He kept his fingers stiff. He was acting. He was just...
Marcia feels like she lost the case there. Alright. I think Shapiro's back in the good graces, folks. He's had a rough couple episodes, but that was a great idea. Why is he calling the Goldmans?
Fred, it's Chris Darden. Sorry about what happened today.
Like, all the prosecution people are thinking, you know, that's a real dumb idea, right? But yeah, that is how episode 7 ends, folks. Yeah, let's talk about it. Alright guys, thank you for tuning into my reaction to episode 7 of The People vs. O.J. Simpson. So, lots of stuff happening there. They do get back to the meat and potatoes of the trial after, you know, taking an episode off to kind of follow Marcia around, I guess. Marcia and Chris, they got pretty close after everything that Marcia went through in the last episode. And, you know, Chris invites Marcia to a party with his buddies, a birthday party for one of Chris's buddies. Marcia kind of wins a debate with one of them, saying, you know, his buddy saying Mark Furman definitely planted that glove, and, you know, Marcia coming up with a really strong argument saying, you know, he probably didn't. But in the courtroom, you know, Bob Shapiro has had a rough couple episodes, you know. Bob Shapiro's kind of had it rough, and then all of a sudden Bob Shapiro gets this great idea, which the prosecution themselves, Marcia and Chris, are kind of debating on, you know, whether they want OJ to try the gloves on. But Bob Shapiro kind of decides amongst himself that to try them on and, you know, compare, you know, the size of his hands to the size of OJ's hands and say, you know what, these gloves are not going to fit him. OJ should try them on. So they kind of call a little bluff and trick Chris Darden into suggesting that OJ try the gloves on. And as it turns out, they don't fit. They're very, very small in OJ's hands. But yeah, very famous moment in the trial that was very much a win for the defense. It was probably at least part of the reason why OJ ended up being acquitted. I think there's another part that's coming up later. Of course, the prosecution had their own win earlier with, you know, finding out that Nicole definitely bought gloves like these. Maybe they were bought to fit Nicole, I don't know, and I'm sure I've never seen the two of their hands together. I don't know exactly how big Nicole's hands were compared to OJ's, but I imagine if Nicole bought the gloves, they were for herself. So they definitely, if they were for Nicole, they probably would be small on OJ. If OJ did do it, maybe he just kind of put on the first pair of gloves that he saw type of thing. And maybe they were a little small on him, but it definitely creates a little bit of reasonable doubt, which, you know, is what the defense wants to create. So that'll do it for episode 7, and, you know, maybe the prosecution will have a few chances to try and get this back, but, you know, we're running out of episodes. There's just 3 left in this miniseries, so, yeah, episode 8 coming right up, but that will wait till next time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out my sports vlogging channel, and until next time, this is Jordan saying you can be productive sitting at home on your couch. All you need is a TV, a great catalog, and a vision. This has been JordangeVision. Have a good one, guys. Take care, and bye-bye.